So I thought it would be fun to start a YouTube series where I'm showcasing my custom 1/12 scale Schumacher Batman figures. Since these figures were never officially produced in this scale, I took it upon myself to create them for my personal collection. And because I'm always looking to improve, I'd really appreciate your feedback in the comment section down below. Point of this video being, how do we get from this to this? So a lot of the fun for me in collecting and customizing is that it, well, should be or could always be cheaper. So for me to start out of these projects, I usually like to estimate my cost at around 100 euros per figure. So when you're making a character, I think that's a realistic setting with a head sculpt and soft goods and all that. So when I was sculpting this and I wanted to try out the soft goods, it was not gonna work. So I tried a Marvel Legends body, and these are quite cheap, around 10 euros a piece. So I purchased two different ones. Those are different types of slim bodies with different lengths of legs or arms and just small differences and different head. But I did a head sculpt swap with those two and it actually matched quite well. So that's where I started with. So I started cutting off the white piece of the head sculpt and I replaced that with a different hair to the front. It should be a little bit more accurate towards the Uma Thurman look. And I created those roses on top to blend that in, and I watered down the sides a little bit with an X-Acto knife to make it blend with the existing hair, because it's very pretty, the existing hair, so just repaint that and repaint it red. So I used some sort of rolling pin for, well, basically just flattening out or thinning out the epoxy sculpt. And the more thin it looks, in my opinion, the better it will, well, not attached to the figure, but it means of the detail would look nicer because it's closer and more in scale. So if it's too thick, it might stand out a little bit, and I think right now it's quite good. I textured it a little bit just by hitting it with the X-Acto knife to get some structure on there, and then I painted it with a metallic green and a metallic gold. So for the blending process of the actual paint on the legs, it's quite easy. You start with more paint in the darker corners and where you want to blend towards the green color or brown and then back to the black again. You water it down more and more and more. So if you just want to create a blend, you should go from a very watery paint from the dark part to the light part and then let that dry out, and or use a hair blower and just make it, like, force it to dry and just go from there. Play with it a little bit and blend different colors like the brown and the black, and then you transition from the brown to the green, then you just get those together very watery and then you apply it again. It'll work. So when a figure is ready, I post it on my Instagram, so if you want to see more, you can go to there. Here you see it very quickly with Bane, and the next figure up in this series is going to be Catwoman from Batman Returns.